Mathematics, to me, it's the idea behind critically thinking and logically reasoning your way through problems.
Science, to me, is like the application of life.
They see the science around them, and then the mathematics helps to define it and clearly give parameters and explanations for what's occurring. They really go hand in hand.
I realized I really wanted to be a math teacher.
I can be cliche and I can say, I want to impact the lives of my students, but I do want to impact the lives of my students.
If I was going to have an occupation, I know this is where I meant to be. It really is a calling.
There's something really amazing about seeing somebody learn something that you have taught them. And there's not too many jobs that give you that opportunity on a daily basis.
I don't know if you know it or not, but 40% of the students that enter college are not ready for college work in mathematics, and 30% aren't ready for science college level. Less than 50% of the teachers who are teaching in secondary schools right now have a math degree and are teaching our secondary students mathematics.
Math and science teachers are required to really have some specialized knowledge, not only in math or their field of science, but also in what is good teaching, how to keep students engaged and motivated.
I came here to the University of Florida just as a math major, and I was expecting to be some kind of education minor. I talked to a couple advisors and they said, okay, if you want to teach high school mathematics, you definitely want to be involved in the UF Teach minor.
UF Teach is a program that's offered to science and mathematics majors.
The UF Teach program at the University of Florida is a replication of the U Teach program at the University of Texas, Austin. That's an undergraduate teacher preparation program that takes content area majors in science and mathematics and gives them the education piece or the pedagogical content piece that goes along with it to ensure their success in the classroom.
Before UF Teach came to UF, the only way that you could get certified through our university was in a master's program. What we end up seeing in the real situation in classrooms is that people will get that math or science degree and then they'll get hired as a teacher and they'll have no idea how to teach. And then it won't last very long.
What we're hoping to do with our program is to put enough of these students out there as teachers that are professional and able to do this, and then continue year after year to provide more and more students to fill our schools with the teachers that are desperately needed.
Our goal is to catch them while they're learning those concepts, teach them how to teach at the same time. So as they're learning and solidifying their concept understanding, they're also seeing it through the lens of how would I teach this to somebody.
To think, what would it be like to be a middle school student experiencing this lesson? But you also want to think about what would it be like to be the teacher who's teaching this lesson.
We get to look back at all the science that we've learned throughout our college experiences and even our grade school experiences. We also learn about like classroom management and how to be a strong leader within your classroom. That's the one you're talking about that's not growing? Yeah.
Pretty much the foundation of UF Teach is to give you field experience in the schools, whether that be elementary, middle, or high school.
1, 2, 2, 4.
Perfect, that's it. So erase that.
From the very first class they take, they are in the classroom teaching. So they find out right away if they really think teaching is for them.
UF Teach is showing us a change in the traditional classroom setting.
They're not easily entertained by a talking head in the front of the room. So you need to make it more relevant to them, and you need to make them understand, like, look, this is really cool.
So that's vector B. Minus B would go the opposite way.
All my math courses have always been teacher lectures. In the UF Teach program, what they're influencing you to do is create inquiry-based lessons, which is where you have your students come up with the concepts themselves. They discover the concepts themselves without you just telling them what they're going to learn.
How many Starbursts were in each group? 7. 7? No, 7. There were 7 in each group. There's more than 7. Oh, yeah, no.
They'll learn more from the inquiry-based lesson than if I would just lecture. And the reason behind it is it's a lot more fun, it's a lot more memorable. If I'm just lecturing, all they're doing is taking notes on what I'm saying. Whereas if an inquiry-based lesson, it's a student hands-on experience. They're learning the concepts for themselves. How do you think we're going to get that 2.5 value?
There are going to be jobs out there that I never dreamed about, and I know that with technology increasing the way it is, that math and science has got to keep up and go beyond what's already there.
We know that the United States is a little behind on the global scale in terms of producing high-quality scientists and mathematicians. And the only way that we can get students at an early age excited about these fields is to have teachers who can teach them in such a way that they ignite that spark.
U of Teach is an awesome program, and it really gives you an opportunity to know if teaching is for you, because you get that in-classroom experience that you won't get coming straight out of college and going into a classroom.
If you're serious about pursuing a career in education, I would highly recommend doing U of Teach. The courses are definitely, you know, they correspond to how you're going to teach whatever, high school, middle school, whatever.
Teachers need to be positive role models for these students because they can't be around their parents for, 8 hours, 9 hours of the day. So I truly want to be a teacher because I want to be that positive influence in someone's life and take something like science where a lot of students normally wouldn't like it and make it something that they can really love.